all these top level executives are constantly working to improve themselves. So um, that's why I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the title. And can you just, I know you were the one who brought up the titles. Can you tell me and our audience a little bit about why this topic?
So this topic is actually very, very near and dear to me because this topic is the topic that actually helped me change my life around. Mm. And when I talk about this topic, I myself light up. And it's a constant reminder to me as well when I'm presenting this topic and sharing it with other people is that, you know what, this is, I have gone through this journey myself. I have experienced the things that you guys are experiencing. And I want to share that, you know what, it is possible. And life is going to be so amazing. Like, I honestly get so excited when I share this, especially with people who are currently single and looking to get married or find that special someone. And they're going through that, me going on dates and getting frustrated. And, they meet somebody, they're disappointed. Oh, I'm not attracted to him or her, or, we didn't connect. Or you feel like, oh, I really like him or I really like her, but then they don't like you back. Right. And there's disappointment. And, you're single because you're looking for a particular type of a person. You're looking for somebody who you can connect with. And you're feeling like, I'm not connecting. Mm-hmm. And so I went through all that myself. And that is why, and when I was going through that, and I went through all those frustrations and disappointment after disappointment, I was like, oh my God, like, I think I'm just going to end up like an old maid. And I would get down and out about it until I was introduced to this topic. And once I was introduced to this topic, honestly, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. It was a eureka moment for me. I definitely feel that this was the eureka moment that I had in my life that changed my life. And once I was introduced to this topic and the law of attraction, I really tried hard to implement that in my life. And I constantly do. So I feel by nature, I think that I'm a pessimist. I think by nature, I would not think the right things to get what I want in my life. And I struggle with that. But because I am aware of this law of attraction now, I am constantly making myself aware and cognizant of what I'm doing and changing my behavior accordingly. And because I do that, because of the knowledge I have about this, I live a good life. I live a great life.
Yeah.
I say with confidence that I'm a happy person.
Wow. So I was just going to say, just to break down.
Can I go off topic? I'm sorry. I know you. No, so let me say that this topic is very near and dear to me.
Yeah, because so these are tools that you, on your own personal journey of trying to find, a match, a partner, right, you used and implemented, and so that's why you feel like, and I see this, and in just in our conversation, I know how passionate you are about sharing these tools with everyone else. And I mentioned this to you even before some of our guests joins, but I personally, I haven't had a session with you, but I'm really excited to hopefully work towards that, but also to learn from you because I believe in what you're telling me. It's very authentic, and I can't wait to hear more about your journey. And with that in mind, I'm just going to check. We do have some people still joining us, so I'm just going to give it another like a minute or two to be respectful. I know people that have joined early. I appreciate you taking out your time to come on a Saturday afternoon to be with us. But I'll go ahead and introduce you in just about 2 minutes. I'll start off with telling people a little bit about Beyond Chai. Some of you have already attended our webinars, and welcome back. Some of you are new, and this is the first time that you're attending a Beyond Chai webinar. This is our 4th webinar, And it's been a pet project of mine. I love it. I love and I'm very intentional about the people that I bring on. I work with them to really kind of gauge what topic is going to be most needed for the community of people that we work for. So I really, really appreciate everybody being on there. Beyond Chai, just a little bit about the company that is hosting this webinar is a matchmaking organization. Started off as a matchmaking organization, but as we've worked with this population of singles, we've realized that it's not just about matchmaking. It's about image consulting. It's about relationship coaching. It's about offering all these services that help you on this journey to find the right match. And in that vein, every webinar topic has kind of hit on these different sort of services and topics. So I would really, really encourage any single Muslims that are here as part of our audience to really look at what Beyond Chai offers, what services we offer, and where you would fit in your journey. So that's a little bit about Beyond Chai. I'm the marketing director. I have with me Saima Heather. She's joining us from Chicago, and I want to just let you guys know a little bit about her background and how we met. So I've known Saima for about 7 months. She's been working with Beyond Chai as an image consultant, and it's been mind-blowing to see her journey that she's been on with the clients, with Beyond Chai clients that she's worked with. And so that's why I'm really, really thrilled to have her, really talk to you about some of the things that she implements with her clients, and hopefully for you to take that away, because she told me, she said, she said, anyone that comes to this is going to walk away a different person. Isn't that right, Saima? That's what you sorry?
I do believe that, yes.
You do believe it, yeah, absolutely. So I'm right there with you. So a quick background on Saima is that she has a bachelor's in psychology. She has her MBA. She's been working in the corporate world for many years. And like many of you, as she was mentioning before, she's been through this process, and she has a personal story that she's going to relate to you. And she also is a certified image consultant since 2008. And so we are ready for you to take it away, Saima.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Saima.
Absolutely. Sorry, one last thing, guys. We have the Q&A on the side there. So as she's going through a presentation, feel free to write down the question so that you don't forget. We'll get to the Q&A portion at the end of her presentation, and then Saima will go through that. So that was my last housekeeping thing. And Saima, now I'm really ready for you to take it away.
Thank you so much, Saima, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Saima, and like Saima mentioned, I am working currently with Beyond Chai as their image consultant. I also have I have a partnership with Beyond Chai, and I do have my own business by the name of A&A Image Consulting, and I can share the website address, etc., at the end of our presentation. So welcome to the webinar today. The topic we are going to be discussing today is how to attract the right match with the right vibes. Now, before I start, I want to thank each and every one of you who has chosen to sign up for this webinar, because this webinar I am confident it's going to make a positive impact in your life. If you take even half of the information that I'm sharing with you and apply it to your life, I can guarantee you are going to meet the right match very soon. So I do believe it, and I am so glad that you signed up for this webinar. And thank you for the opportunity to let me share this amazing, amazing topic with you, especially with this group of single people. So I work with other people, non-singles as well, but this particular group is very, very close to my heart because, like someone had mentioned earlier, I was single at a point in my life, and in fact, I was single for a long time. And I understand and I connect very well with all those people who are out there searching for that right person, looking and going on dates and going, having phone calls and, not connecting, either meeting somebody and being disappointed, or meeting somebody and then being really excited and then not getting any positive response from the other person. So all the frustrations that are related with being single and wanting to be with somebody, I truly understand that, because I've been there, done that, and I was very frustrated at one point in my life because of being single. So anyhow, with any further delay, I will start off with this presentation. I'm just so excited. I'm going to turn the video off just so that you can all focus on the content that I'm going to share. So let's do that. Okay, so how to attract the right match with the right vibes. The agenda that I'm going to cover today is I'm going to go over what exactly is the law of attraction. Then I'm going to review vibration of emotions. And then we're going to talk about ways to increase our vibration. So what exactly is law of attraction? I know that we've heard of the law of magnetism, and the law of magnetism says, opposites attract. So what is it that the law of attraction says? Now, I also want you guys to understand that, as an image consultant, a lot of people think that maybe I'm going to talk about, appearance and how you should look and how you can be more attractive, but really it's not all about that. That's really a very small component of attracting the right match. The right match is attracted by your own being and the type of energy you emit. So let's get into this topic. I'm just trying to get you guys all excited about this. Okay, so let's go and listen to the definition of the law of attraction. The law of attraction basically says, like attracts like. We are responsible for bringing both positive and negative influences into our lives. Wherever we place our focus can have an intense impact on what happens to us. We actually have the freedom to take control of how our future develops, shaping it in ways we choose. Now, it seems like, everybody says that, oh yeah, we control our future and blah, blah, blah. And, when you're single and you're meeting all these people and you're being disappointed and you're like, oh, I'm getting older and this is not happening. And you're like, this stuff doesn't work. What are you talking about? Like attracts like, yeah, I've tried this. I've tried to focus on the positive. It just doesn't work. And I hear you, because I was in the same boat. But really, you have to make a conscious effort and a commitment to yourself and your life. And when you truly make that commitment, I promise you that you are going to start that law of attraction in your life, and that is going to bring the right match to you. Now, when we say like attracts like, so what are we going to work on? What do we have to do? What is our work in order to attract what we want in our life? Well, let's go on to the next slide. What we have to do is monitor our thoughts, and we have to monitor our emotions. And together, those things together combined, when we actually really master monitoring and controlling these two things, we will get the law of attraction working for us in our favor. So when we say monitor our thoughts, what does that mean? So you're probably thinking, so what, I have to sit there and think about what am I thinking? Yeah, every now and then you need to focus on what are the thoughts that are going through your mind. Are you thinking, oh, I can't stand my boss. Oh, I get this deadline. Oh my God, I'm single. I'm not meeting the right person. It's just, there's no good guys left out there. There's no good girls left. They're all married already. What are the thoughts that are going through your mind? Think about, become conscious of the thoughts that are constantly going through your mind. And as soon as you become, every half an hour, every hour, take a second to think about what are your thoughts? What's going through your mind? And as soon as you realize, oh, I'm thinking about, this deadline I have and I'm just really nervous about it, or I'm just getting kind of scared, or I'm frustrated, or I'm just upset about meeting the wrong people all the time. I'm just, I'm just done with it. I don't even want to look for another, the right match. I just want to just be single for the rest of my life. Whatever those thoughts are, if they are the negative thoughts that you're having, consciously tell your mind, I am canceling this thought. You can verbalize it, say it, I'm canceling this thought, and create a new thought. I know it seems like, oh, this is ridiculous, this is not going to work. But I promise you, I have my life experiences to share with you, and I will go into it a little bit deeper later on. But I'm telling you that this stuff does work if you apply it. But the key is you have to work at it, you have to apply it. Same thing goes for monitoring your emotions. So when you have those negative thoughts, automatically your emotions are negative too. You're down and out, you're feeling kind of lousy, you don't really want to dress up, you don't want to go out, you're just like, you feel depressed, you feel frustrated, and you have to be conscious of how you're feeling. So in order to get whatever is best out there for you, the best match, to attract the best match, you have to monitor your thoughts and emotions and continually work hard to change them into the positive direction. Take them consciously to the positive. Try to do things. So you're feeling frustrated because you're single. Cancel that thought, cancel that emotion consciously, and go out and do something you love to do. I don't know, maybe it's skiing that you love. Maybe you love painting. Maybe you love singing. Maybe you want to do something that excites you and makes you happy, brings joy to your life, so that your emotions, are positive. This is the key of the law of attraction, basically. When you have mastered these two things together, I guarantee you that not only are you going to attract the best match, you are going to attract the best life to you. Now, a little lesson in physics. I want to talk about physics. All those people who've done their science degrees, etc., they're going to relate to this better than anybody else, but everybody should be able to relate to that. Let's talk about the vibration of emotions. So let's talk about matter. What is matter? Matter is created from energy and takes on different sizes, shapes, and colors. We learned that in physics. All energy vibrates at a particular rate or frequency. We know that electrons move really fast in their orbits. Everything, that's what everything, all the matter is made up of. Our emotions, we as people vibrate at a particular frequency as well. Because we're made up of a whole bunch of atoms, right? A whole bunch of cells and atoms and electrons and protons. Our emotions vibrate at different frequencies and will affect the frequency at which our physical beings vibrate. What does that mean? How does that relate to the law of attraction? Well, when it comes to vibrational frequencies, we will attract that which vibrates at the same frequency as our emotional state. So going back to this point about emotional vibration, basically, like it says, different emotions have different vibrations and different frequencies. So when we are vibrating at a lower frequency, guess what we're going to continually attract? Because the law of attraction says like attracts like. So we are going to attract the same frequency that we are emitting ourselves as a person, as a being, as an emotional person. Now I want to discuss a chart that lists all the emotions. Hang on, let me see if I can make this bigger. I hope you guys are able to see this because I can see it at my end. I hope you guys are able to see this. Now, like I said, everything has its own vibrations and frequency. This chart lists all the different emotions that we experience in our life, okay? The lower part of this chart lists all the negative emotions that we feel and experience when we are disappointed, fear, grief, jealousy, anger, disappointment, sadness, you name it. All the negative feelings are listed right at the bottom. And these frequencies, as you go lower on this scale, the frequencies of these vibrations gets lower and lower. As you move down on this chart, if you're right at the bottom, your frequency is going to be super, super low. And what that means is when you're right at the bottom, what are you attracting? Law of attraction says you're going to attract what you have to offer. Like attracts like. So you are going to be attracting all the frequencies that are the same frequency as you. So if you're right at the bottom, guess what you're attracting? You're attracting other things and other people that are right at the bottom as well. Now, as we move up on the scale, these are emotions that have higher frequency. And as we move up, we continually move up, we have higher and higher and higher frequency of emotions. Now, if we are truly committed to finding the best match that's out there for you, well, then you know what? You have to work so hard to make sure your frequencies stay right at the top. If you keep your emotions and therefore your emotional frequencies up here, I can guarantee you will meet the right person literally tomorrow. But it doesn't happen overnight because we get into this rut of continually staying in this, when things don't happen for us right away and we continually try and we fail, we get disappointed. And that's very normal and very natural for us as humans. And that's why law of attraction, what it says, is we have to continually work hard. Whatever, you have to be very, very committed to your goals, your future. What exactly do you want for your future? Do you want to continually stay emitting these lower frequencies? Or do you want to emit the higher frequencies so you can attract better things in your life? Now, if you look throughout the world, somebody told me once, I was trying to explain the law of attraction to them. And they said, oh yeah, if that's the case, why are there so many poor people in this world? And why is so much misery in the third world country? And I said, guess what's happening with those people? They continually stay in this vicious cycle. The poor get poorer, the rich get richer, because their energies, their frequencies they're emitting are totally different. People who are happy generally are mostly happy and better things are happening to them. You may come across friends who are like, they got married at a young age, they already have children, they're moving up in their lives. Everything seems to go straight for them. And you're like, well, I was such a good girl, or I'm such a great catch. Well, I don't understand. I'm a better person. I'm more qualified. I'm this, I'm that. But how come it's not happening for me? And look at that person didn't even finish their university degree or whatever, and they've got everything that they want. Well, because their frequency, their vibration is at a higher level. They continually keep attracting what's positive out there. So once you have this knowledge, believe me, if you can make an effort, and you have to make a conscious effort to work towards consciously, continually trying to keep your vibration up. A lot of us have really bad experiences in our lives. Somebody gets divorced, somebody has a bad relationship, somebody has, sick parents, somebody has financial issues. Guess what these things do? They bring us down because we've had these negative experiences and we keep getting bogged down and we get into this rut. We keep continually staying in that cycle again and again. And guess what? We stay at the lower bottom of this chart, and we are constantly attracting the wrong frequencies, the lower frequencies that are out there, and bad things continue to happen. I have some cousins who've had some very bad experiences, and they continually keep attracting negative things to their life. And it's funny because I have tried so many times to share the law of attraction with them. But for some reason or the other, because their frequency is so low, they have actually not been able to, I have not been able to introduce them to this. And they are doing this to themselves because their frequency is so low, they are not open to accepting even any advice from anyone. So that's why when you signed up for this webinar, I said, you've already won half the battle. You're already on route to an amazing life because you may chose today to spend the day being in front of your computer and listening to this webinar. So already, once you're introduced to this, that's half the battle. The rest of the battle is you working towards bringing your emotional vibration up. And as soon as you do that, you are definitely going to change your life around. Now let's go on to the last slide I have, and it's ways of increasing our vibration. Now, we've talked about this. I've talked about this earlier as well, but this is kind of like, all together. We need to, number one, we need to become conscious, really conscious of what we're mostly thinking about. And of course, negative things that happen to us, they have an impact on us. And believe me, I go through this myself. I'm not happy 24/7. But what I do is, because I am more conscious of it, I am constantly, stopping myself from thinking those negative thoughts and telling my brain, don't think those. Let's think about something positive. Let's think about something good. I'm constantly, I'm struggling. I'm always, battling with my own negative thoughts. And we all do that. But the thing is, as long as you are doing that, you're on the right track. Number two, say affirmations. Say it out loud. I am so happy that I am going to be meeting an amazing person soon. You can even say, I am so happy and excited that I'm actually in an amazing relationship with somebody. Although it has not happened yet, but you can start programming your brain to think that. And as soon as your brain slowly starts to think that, and you start to increase your vibration up, you are going to attract that. So when I was single and when I was, bogged down and frustrated, and I was like, this sucks, and all the good guys are gone, and, and when I was introduced to the law of attraction, I literally used to, when I would be driving in my car, I would be screaming, I am so happy and excited that I am happily married to the man of my dreams. And I would repeat it so many times that I would actually get my emotional vibration up. Now, so, you can choose whatever thought you want to choose to bring your vibration up. It doesn't have to be related to being single or being married. It could be any other thing. You could be running for the Olympics and you can be excited about, look, I'm going to be running a marathon or whatever. I mean, whatever it is, you're going to be going for a run outside your house and you're excited about that. Think about that. Just think constantly, try and focus on what is good in your life or what may be good coming up soon. Number two, become conscious of your emotions and try to keep your emotional vibration high. This is extremely, extremely important. If you want to attract the right match and you are constantly complaining about being single and not meeting the right person, well, you know what? If you're going to continue doing that, you are going to continually keep attracting the wrong people and you're going to continuously be in that lower half. So that's why if you want to meet the right match, you have to make a conscious effort and say, I am going to be happy. I am going to be joyful now. I'm going to feel peace and I'm going to feel excited. Let's look at this chart again. I am going to feel peace. I'm going to feel joy. I'm going to feel appreciation and I'm going to feel gratitude. You are going to constantly remind yourself. You're going to love people around you. People who are negative, you're going to try to ignore them and you're going to focus on the good things that are coming to your life. When you start doing that and constantly keep your vibration up here, and the higher the vibration, the better match you're going to attract. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Number three, visualization. For a lot of us, thinking about things in our mind may not always, it might be a little bit challenging. Create a vision board. Cut up pictures of things that you love, people that you're attracted to, careers that you're attracted to, the type of work you're attracted to, the type of car you want to be driving, whatever it is that gets you going, whatever gets you excited, cut up pictures and put them up on a board in your office or in your room. Make an album. I did that. I wanted to have a beautiful home. I used to go through magazines looking for beautiful homes. I cut up pictures of homes that I loved. I put them in an album, and I'm very blessed to actually live in a beautiful home. I love my home. And I believe I created all this by, imagining those things and making them happen. Also, and this is, again, extremely important here. Hear this loud and clear. Believe, 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 believe that whatever you truly want in your life is going to happen. When you believe that you are going to get what you truly want, you get it. When you are constantly disappointed, one disappointment after another disappointment, you keep your vibration low, and you keep attracting the negative that's out there. Believe that whatever you want, I don't care if it's $1 million. I don't care if it's like, this beautiful, gorgeous woman or this really handsome guy or, whatever it is. Believe that it is possible, because anything is possible. All you have to do is work on your emotional vibration and your thoughts. Now, for those people who are, God-fearing and believe in God, I'm going to talk about the process of prayer. This was extremely important to me when I was single and when I was introduced to the law of attraction. So like I mentioned, I was single, I was frustrated, I was depressed. I was just, I felt like, oh my God, I lost it. Like, I was picky when I was younger, and now I'm getting older. And I was in my late 30s when I got married. And I almost, like, my parents had given up. They thought I'm never going to get married. And my dad was so fearful. He thought that, I don't know what's going to happen to you. What's going to happen to you when we die? So anyhow, I always thought, grew up, I came from a religious family, and I always prayed, and I always prayed to God, all for a good husband. I prayed for all the good things in my life. And as years went by and that wasn't happening, well, I started to lose hope. I started to believe that God was not listening to me. And honestly, when you start believing or thinking, and when you have doubt in your mind that God is not listening to you, well, guess what happens? Remember that vibrational chart that I showed you? Your vibration stays down, and you keep continually attracting that. God says that I will help you. I will, any prayer that you make is going to come true, but you have to make an effort as well. You cannot just sit around, do absolutely nothing, have negative thoughts, not do anything, and then expect miracles. God says, I will hold your hand as long as you may take the action. So we have to take an action, and the action is on our part, first of all, thinking the right things in our head, in our mind, controlling our emotional vibration, and believing. We need to believe whatever we want in our life is going to come true. As soon as I realized that, oh my God, I had actually had this big thing against God, that God had forgotten me, that I was such a good person, and I prayed to God and God never listened to me. I wanted to be married to a nice guy and God has not given me a nice guy. So you know what? I was like, I had this big thing against God and I was bitter. As soon as I was introduced to the law of attraction, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what I've been doing to myself. And right away, I started praying again. And every time I would get off the prayer rug, I felt so much peace that God is listening to me. And I know that God is going to fulfill my prayer. So the process of prayer is you ask God, you make a request. Then you have to believe. There has to be absolutely no doubt in your mind that God is going to fulfill that request. When you believe, right away your request is fulfilled. Now, how long it takes, I don't know. It depends on how quickly you can bring your vibration up and your thoughts and everything all together. As soon as you can do that, believe me, your request is fulfilled. A lot of times, and I use this with a lot of my single clients, is that imagine, like, a lot of people do a lot of online purchases, etc. Like, you go on Amazon, you like something on Amazon, you put in your credit card information, and then you're like excited about it. Hey, it's going to come in by mail. I've ordered this amazing thing, whatever it is. And you're excited about it, but you don't sit at home thinking, and when is it going to come? You go about doing your thing. It lets you know it's going to be arriving in 3 days or 5 days, whatever. You're at peace and you're excited. Your frequency is high because you know you've paid for it through your credit card. It's going to come in the mail. There's no doubt in your mind. Same thing goes for prayer. You cannot have any doubt whatsoever that your prayer is not going to come true. If you believe in your prayer, it is going to come true. Guaranteed, 100%. Last but not least is gratitude. Now, again, when we look at that chart of emotional frequencies, if you look at it, gratitude is right at the top. When we are in gratitude and truly, truly grateful for all the amazing things we already have, we bring more of those amazing things in our life and other amazing things. What it does is it brings our emotional frequency up so that we can attract more good things. So if we are constantly complaining about how our life sucks, or how there's no good guys left, or how you keep attracting the wrong guys or the wrong girls, the pretty girls are all married already, and the nice guys are already taken, or all the damaged people are left, all the people who are not good enough or whatever, they keep coming into my life. Well, that is what you're attracting, because that is what you're focusing on. Believe in all the good things that are coming your way and get excited about it, because they are coming in your life. And they will be here very, very soon as you start thinking positive and bringing your emotional vibration up. Thank God, every morning, make a conscious effort. Every morning or before you go to bed or on a regular basis during the day, make a conscious effort to thank the universe. Thank God for all the most amazing things in your life. And if everything sucks in your life, there must be something. Maybe you have your eyesight. Maybe you can see. Be grateful for being able to see. Maybe you have hands that you can eat with and write with. There are people who don't even have that. Maybe you have a roof on your head. Some people don't have that. So we have to be grateful for the things we already have. And that brings our emotional vibration up. When we start to be grateful and thankful for the good things we already have in our life, God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings more of the good things and more positive things in our life. So if you believe, if you have the desire to be with the most amazing match, the most amazing guy or the most amazing girl, then start working on this today. And I am so glad that each and every one of you joined me today for this webinar, because I promise you, if you guys take even a portion of this information and start applying it to your life, you are going to attract the right match and an amazing life ahead of you. This concludes our webinar for today. And if you have any questions, we will take up the questions now. But I also want to mention, if you are a Beyond Chai member, I would urge you to sign up for more image consulting services through me, because I will work one-on-one with you to guide you and help you to continually keep your emotional vibration up. I already have a number of clients I work with on a regular basis. Even if you do one session one-on-one with me, I can promise you that you are going to start seeing some really healthy results in your life. And also, if you are not a Beyond Chai member and you're not interested in signing up, that is fine. You can contact me on my personal email of info@aaimageconsulting.com. I have a website as well, aaimageconsulting.com. I have given my telephone number if you choose to speak with me about something directly. And also, I would love to urge you guys to go on my website and go and check out my blog. because every now and then, although I don't update my blog on a regular basis, I do post some really amazing articles on there that will help you, again, bring your emotional vibration up. And this way you are continually putting yourself in that state that where you are at peace with yourself. Because that's where you need to be. You need to be content with where you are. You know, bad things happen to each and every one of us. People who succeed in life are people who actually focus on the positive and continually keep trying. Let Beyond Chai take care of finding a match for you. And you focus on things that make you happy and excited. Do that. Because honestly, an amazing life is standing right ahead of you, just waiting for you to grab it. And I want you guys to grab it. So for those people who are Beyond Chai members, you do get a discount just because for my consulting services because you are a Beyond Chai member. For those who are not interested in signing up with Beyond Chai, again, like I said, you are more than welcome to contact me directly. And now I think we will start taking some questions if we have any. Saman, can you please
I am back on.
help me with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, first of all, Saima, thank you so much for sharing your personal journey and the information. I've been taking notes. I've been monitoring the Q&A. There's no questions at the moment, but I would like to kickstart the questions. Maybe people can start formulating and asking them. But my question for you is, how do you manage, like you said, there's experiences of fear and negative experiences. So how do you take that fear and then translate that into a positive vibrational energy? Like, what is the process that you work with for yourself, or what you tell clients?
So like I mentioned, Saman, the thing is, this is not easy work. By no means is it easy to, when you're going through a challenging time in your life and you're frustrated, you're single, and I'm not saying that it's easy, it's going to happen right away, but it could happen right away if you really take this to heart and you truly make a conscious effort to change your life. Like, you constantly monitor your thoughts and cancel negative thoughts that are coming into your head and change them, replace them with something positive. Now, if, for instance, if somebody is single and they are going on dates, continually meeting people through, whether it's Beyond Chai or family or friends or whatever, and they're meeting the wrong people, and you're getting frustrated and you're getting tired and you're just depressed because the right person is just not out there. You believe that they do not exist anymore. So I understand that it's challenging to say, oh, well, no, I'm happily married to an amazing guy. Like, it's not easy, but it is possible. You have to force your mind. You have to continually remind yourself that, oh, if I don't think positive things, I'm bringing my vibration down. And you have to make a conscious effort continually. Now, if being single is bringing you down and out, and you cannot possibly even create a positive thought about being with a positive, like in a healthy relationship, because it's just not happening for you, focus on something totally different that brings joy to you. So I don't know. I mean, for example, if somebody has kids, think, the joy that the kids bring when they do something so amazing and so beautiful, when they give you a hug, when they bring, think about those positive things that bring happiness to you, and focus on those moments and feel peace and joy for those things. If you think about, yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. So what I think the biggest takeaway that I got away is almost the self-awareness of what even are those emotions and identifying them and then working to flip it around. So if it is fear, for example, then to say, okay, what I'm feeling is fear. So first is identifying them and then actively trying to say push back against that emotion. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So basically, you have to be conscious of how you're feeling all the time. Okay. Check with yourself. Okay. Am I feeling excited? Am I feeling depressed? Am I feeling, and do something. Put on some music. it could be a very small thing that you do to distract yourself and think about something different.
Right.
A lot of people I've worked with, they are finding, they're struggling not meeting the right person because they're miserable in their work. They hate what they do. And that hate translates into their personal life as well. So you really have to feel peace and joy overall in your life to attract good things. If you're not feeling positive thing in one aspect of your life, guess what? That's going to bring your vibration down, even in the relationship aspect.
So interesting. Okay, that's a really interesting.
So you have to be constantly putting yourself in a place where you are peaceful and happy and you feel joy.
Okay.
If you are doing something that does not bring joy to you, that is probably going to keep your vibration down. You need to think about what you need to do. Now, I understand some people have, financial constraints and they cannot get out of a job, miserable job that they're in. They can do other things, extracurricular activities that can balance out the negative thoughts. So, I tell a lot of people, if you are in a situation where you cannot change where you are, you have financial responsibilities and you hate your job or you hate your manager, find something else outside of work that brings joy to you. Because you need to bring joy into your life somehow or the other. If you are able to get rid of that thing that's creating that negative vibration in your life, that's great. Or if you can somehow distract yourself from that negative vibration, that's wonderful, because that's what you need. And then take that energy that you're feeling and direct it towards something positive. Some people like to paint.
I'm going to cut you short just because I have 2 questions that have come up.
Great.
And I want to just everything that you're saying is so insightful, but I just want to make sure that we cover the questions. So I don't know her name or her or his name, but it's ZA, and they're saying, thanks so much, Saima. I've actually been trying to implement law of attraction in my journey, and my main struggle has been reconciling my will with that of God's. From an Islamic perspective, it's difficult to know when something is the will of God or it's because my vibration is off. Do you have any feedback or advice for her or him? Excuse me, don't know the name.
So if you are going to continue, if you think that it's the will of God that you are single, and how is that making you feel? Is that making you feel happy? Or is that making you feel down and out? Remember that chart I shared with you guys. Constantly keep thinking about the emotions that you're feeling with the thoughts that you're having. Now, if the thought of, it's the will of God, if that gives you true peace and joy, then go ahead and think about it. But if that's bringing you down and out, because when I was single, like I said, I got married in my late 30s, and a lot of people had already given up on me ever getting married. My family had given up. They had stopped introducing me to people because, it was just not going to happen. And so, okay, I just lost my train of thought here. A lot of people, I would talk with people and I'd be down and out and I'd say, I'm a religious person, but how can God not bring what I want for me? And they'd say, maybe it's the will of God. And, I would struggle with it. It would make me miserable. I'd say, well, that sucks. I pray to God. I'm a good person. And if God is going to say, oh, no, you're not going to get married because, that I've chosen for you to be single for the rest of your life, then if that thought is bringing you down, well, guess what? That is not the right thought to be thinking. If the thought that, it's will of Allah and it gives you peace and it gives you joy and it's actually bringing your emotional vibration up, then by all means think that. But the thing is, I truly believe God wants each and every one of us to be with somebody. I do believe everybody does have a match. It's our choice whether we choose to accept it or not. The person that comes into our life may not be perfect the way we want them to be. But again, with the law of attraction, we could probably change things around with that person. If you are a God-fearing person. So when I was introduced to the law of attraction, And, people had been telling me perhaps it's will of Allah, maybe, and I could not accept that thought. For me, that thought was a negative thought, and it did not make me happy. So I said, no, God is going to, like I said, one of the important things we talked about is believing and believing in the power of prayer. Every one of you should be excited and thrilled that if you are praying, your prayer is going to come true. You have to have absolutely zero doubt in your mind. Whether you're 90 years old or whether you're 18 years old, it can happen. I know people who have gotten married very, very late in their lives. A lady I was at an ISNA conference a few years ago, and she got married when she was, I believe, 18 or something, and her husband died within a year. And she had a son. Or did she have a son? I forget now, because I meet so many people in my line of work. This lady was single for pretty much all her life. And she finally met the man of her dreams at age 56 or 57.
Wow.
Now, this woman, if you were to meet her, you wouldn't call her she's not like the most attractive person. She's not slim, she's like heavy, but she's a good human being. And she never ever spent any time on negative thoughts that, oh, God is maybe it's will of Allah, or maybe it's not will of Allah, maybe I'm not working hard, maybe her vibration, she kept her vibration up. Regardless of how many times she was introduced to the wrong people and she did not connect, she was still meeting people. She never gave up. She finally met somebody amazing, and she showed me pictures of this guy. The guy she married, is a handsome, very well off, good-looking guy, and according to her, an absolute sweetheart. And she is so happily married that, age is not a factor. I had started, my dad would say, Saima, you're getting old. You know what? Nobody wants old girls. You're not going to find a guy. And I had understood the law of attraction by then. So I had to keep my dad's opinion. I would try to compartmentalize it and try to focus on the positive. And I would tell my dad, Prophet Khadija, Hazrat Khadija, she was 40 when she met Prophet Muhammad. And he was supposed to be he is the best human being. And she married the best human being at age 40. Maybe I'll be like her. And he would get frustrated. He's like, oh, you're not Khadija. Don't compare yourself to Khadija.
Oh,
damn. The thing is, hey, it can happen anytime. But you have to believe. If you believe, here's the thing. If you believe that it's the will of Allah that you're never going to marry, then that is what you're going to create in your life. I chose not to believe that thought because it did not bring my emotional vibration up. It brought it down. So I believe that God is listening to my prayers and he is going to bring that right person into my life. And I started getting so excited and I would feel joy just thinking about the fact that, this amazing guy is coming my way. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to be here soon. Oh my God, this is so exciting. So what I did when I started doing this, I started to plan my wedding because that was so exciting to me. Do anything that excites you. I don't care whether it's calligraphy, whether it's skiing, whether it's badminton, whether it's traveling, whatever, it just gets you going. And think about those things that get you going and get you excited. Any thought that brings you down, you got to cancel it out. So what I started planning my wedding. I went to all the wedding shows that took place in my town. I started looking at bridal dresses. I started picking out the clothes I would wear. Basically, I had pretty much the entire wedding planned before I even met my husband. And all that was left, everything was ready. All that was left was to find the right guy.
That's so great.
That happened literally with a snap of a finger. When everything was right in the right place, my vibration was up. I was excited thinking about fun things. I took cake decorating classes and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I had so much fun, creating these beautiful cakes, and I just did things totally different. I just put myself in a happy state. And that's what we have to do, is put yourself in a happy state. And as soon as you do that, I promise you, good things are going to come your way. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and if you have any follow-up comments, feel free to put that, follow up with that. The next question is from Kayanat, and she's asking, how do we combat the negative things in life that brings us down in those precise moments that they hit? And I think that seems to be like a common theme, that was kind of my question too, is like, what are some strategies that we, if negative thing is coming up in our way, or we're all of a sudden we're identifying fear or something negative, what are some techniques that we can utilize that you've used?
The first and foremost thing is, again, being conscious and cognizant of where we are at, where our thoughts are and where our emotions are. And of course, frustrating things happen to all of us all the time, and happen to me all the time. And guess what? Like, you're in breakdown mode, you're like frustrated, and you're like, oh, this sucks, or whatever. Give yourself a break. We all deserve a break sometimes, and let yourself be upset. Maybe, you choose how long you want to be upset for. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a day. Fine, be upset about it. And then put a timeline and say, okay, that's it. I'm not going to get upset anymore about this topic. And then pick yourself up again. If you want to cry, like, get it out of your system, but put a time limit to it. Whether it's 5 minutes or one day, don't spend too much time being bogged down due to whatever is causing upset in your life. I get upset all the time, but then again, like, you give yourself time out. Okay, no more after this time. And then you start picking yourself up and say, do something, drag yourself to the gym, go run on the treadmill, do something. Just doing some physical activity itself gets your adrenaline going and gets those neurotransmitters that are positive energy, they start to release. So we have to make a conscious effort. And like I said, this law of attraction, 100% guaranteed it works, but we have to make a conscious effort to constantly be at it. It's hard work. It's doable. But how committed are you to an amazing life? That's what I say. That's what I say to myself every time. How badly do I want something? If I want it bad enough, heck, I'm going to make sure that I make an effort to do what is required of me to get what I want. And you will. We all will. I have a lot of things I wanted in my life. When I got married, I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to have kids, to be honest with you, because my family thought that, hey, you're not going to have kids, like, you're already in your late 30s, and, clock is ticking. I was always getting this, clock is ticking. And I, thank goodness, God has blessed me with 2 beautiful children, healthy, beautiful children, and they are such a blessing and such a joy to me. And I am so grateful to God and the universe and my life for bringing those to me. But it's hard work. I have to constantly, be checking my own emotions, my own thoughts. It's all doable. We all can do this. And that's the other reason, sign up for some consults with me. And, sometimes you need a little bit of hand holding. The best way to move forward is, they say, hire a coach. I can promise you, all the most successful people in this world hire coaches. They are doing amazing. They're successful. They're CEOs, they're CFOs, you name it. Each and every one of them get there because they have some hand holding that they do with a coach. Coaching is extremely important. If you don't have a coach guiding you and constantly motivating you and pumping you up, we get bogged down for a longer time than we really should. And so what the coach does, which I do as well for my clients, is constantly, it's a reminder. We always need to be reminding ourselves, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, fine. So every time I have a consult with one of my clients, who's a regular client with me, they're like, oh yeah, I needed this session. I was just feeling down and out again. So, well, guess what? We have a session, and then their vibration's gone up again. And they're like, oh, I'm feeling so much better. Thank you. And, it doesn't have to be like an hour or 2 hour conversation. It could be 10 minutes or a half hour. But it's doing those things that bring your vibration up. And I promise you, so as an image consultant, I focus on three main components. Of course, I work on the appearance, helping people look and feel better. And then I work on behavior and communication. So a lot of people who are single may not be communicating very effectively with their, potential clients or potentials, and I can help them with that. And then behavior is what we just did today. I help people with their behavior and their thoughts. And when all these three things are aligned perfectly, there is no reason why you will not be attracting the right match to you. Mm. You will. I know it. So let's work together. And I hope you guys found this webinar very, very beneficial. And inshallah, we will have more webinars. And perhaps, if please do give your feedback about this webinar so that we can, perhaps we will offer this webinar again to our clients. Also, feel free to go on Beyond Chai's website and click on the tab for image consulting and read through the testimonials. You will learn yourself very soon. You will learn that people that I have worked with Beyond Chai, how much they have benefited from the consults. And, you have to know, how badly do you want this to happen? Mm-hmm. And how much effort are you willing to make to change your life around? Money should not be an object. It shouldn't, if you want this amazing life, you should be doing anything to get to that life. And I'm here to tell you that life is out there waiting for you. You just have to make the effort. Take the action. And I know, and I promise you, you are going to be living that most wonderful life. And I want to hear from every one of you when you're happily married to the right match and excited. And I found that perfect person. I'm so happy and excited. I want to hear from all of you. And inshallah, I know I will.
Saima, I just want to share with you. I don't know if you are getting the chance to see, but there's been this amazing chat that's been going on as you've been speaking about people kind of sharing what they've been doing. And so some people are talking about, already in their lives having daily affirmations that they say to themselves. Someone said that I wish more Muslims saw how law of attraction is so consistent with our deen, with Islam. Someone else mentioned that that it's been incredibly helpful. So there's this conversation going on, and like you said, I think we really have to change this culture of I only go to an image consultant when I feel that I don't look a certain way, or I'm not, oh, I don't look good, so I need to go to an image consultant. No, that's not the case.
Right.
You have top CEOs and people that want to better themselves and really work on different aspects that say, I'm out of place, I need some help, and this is why I'm going to go here. Or, no, I don't need a matchmaker because I can find a match on your own. No doubt, you can, but there's time and place that you can utilize different services that will help you achieve the best results. Same thing with relationship coaching. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up. If you have any final thoughts, I'm going to let you say that. I just want to tell all the attendees that we will be sending an email with Saima's information and the webpage that she's referring to with Beyond Chai, and an additional promo code to get you guys just, really, really get you in a session with her so you can experience this one-on-one interactive session. As you've seen, this has kind of been like a sneak peek of what her energy is like, and I'm pretty sure all of you are vibing with her because I know I am. So
I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys can see me, I was getting ready for the webinar today, and I was gonna wear a pearl string, and then I said, I saw this scarf in my wardrobe and it has pink hearts on it. So if you see, so I said, I'm going to wear this to tell all the people who are joining me on this webinar today that love is in the air and it is just around the corner from you guys. So here's my, I dressed up for you guys, and I believe that love is in the air, and inshallah, it's on its way for you, each and every one of you. May God bless all of you. And I look forward to hearing some really great stories from each and every one of you implementing the law of attraction.
Thank you. I think people like that. Noah said, "LOL, love is in the air." And so thank you to all the attendees. Again, as many of you know, that we do this on a monthly basis. So we're going to be sending out our next webinar and speaker, and let you guys know who's coming up. So please do stay connected and give us feedback, and you'll be getting an email from us shortly about the image consulting services and the other services that we offer. Thank you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.